Hello and welcome to this beginner's guide series to graphic design. From what graphic design is, skills to be a graphic designer, design theory, education you need, equipment you need, to the graphic design portfolio and interview advice. This series is for anyone at any level, so if you're interested in graphic design and consider becoming a graphic designer, then join me as I discuss a series of graphic design topics. So as you step out into the design industry and look for jobs, you will need to develop and showcase a portfolio to demonstrate you have the skills and showcase that you can be creative and develop visual solutions. The graphic design portfolio is very important. It's your ticket to your next job. Now, you can spend years studying to become a graphic designer. You can spend a lot of money on courses and higher education. You can even achieve the best grades and attend the best art colleges. Though chances are, when it comes down to applying for a job, it will most likely come down to your portfolio. It's your portfolio that makes the first impression. It will be this that they will judge you on. No matter what grade you score at art college, if a client or potential employer is not convinced by your portfolio, you will probably not make it through to an interview. In my 10 years experience in the industry since graduating, I have not once been asked what grade I got at university. So I often get asked questions about the graphic design portfolio. Questions like, what makes for a good portfolio? What's the best type of portfolio, print or digital? Do I need a website? How many projects do I include? What if I don't have any projects to show? What are employers looking for? How much type do I include? And what's the best program to use to build my portfolio? So in this video, I'm going to discuss the graphic design portfolio and answer these questions. In this video, I'll also be sharing my experience and offering some tips to keep in mind. So the graphic design portfolio should clearly demonstrate your skills, show what you can do and what you have already done. As a graphic designer, you really want to create the best portfolio you can. It should be the one reason you push yourself, the reason you try your best. Of course, we should strive to do a good job for the client too, but you should always be pushing to create amazing work that you can include in your portfolio, because it's your work that will get you noticed and get you a better job in future. So let's look at some of those questions. What makes for a good portfolio? Now, there are lots of factors that make for a good portfolio, all of which you should try and implement in yours. So the first is, don't over-design your portfolio. Keep it simple. One common mistake I see, especially with newcomers, is graphic designers over-designing their portfolios. Now, it's easy to get carried away and want to show your skills and creative flair on your portfolio, but really it's not necessary. The portfolio should be about showing your work in its best light. You really don't want to distract from this. The best approach is to keep your portfolio simple. If you have a personal brand, that's great. Include it on the cover and back page, but try and keep the presentation layout as clear as possible. Consider pace in your portfolio. Now, you really want your portfolio to work as hard as it can for you. If you have a lot of work to show for a particular project, then spread this over a few pages. When introducing a project, consider starting with a nice hero shot. Allow for whoever looks at your portfolio to really appreciate the design and details of your work. Let your work breathe and have impact. As your project continues over other pages, then you can include more images together. Using this technique will control the pace of your portfolio and encourage your viewer to pause and digest rather than skim through. This might mean having to increase the page number of your portfolio, but it will make for a more sophisticated experience. Include examples of your design process. Now, this is really important. A potential employer will really like to see how you think and how you approach a brief. If you can show some good examples of your process, this will be more convincing and impressive. It will show you take time to research, plan and think about your ideas and design. Include in situ examples. One of the most important things you can do in your portfolio is show your work in situ. This will bring your design to life and is much more impressive than looking at flat examples. If it's a poster, show someone holding it. If it's a mobile app, show it on a device. If it's a brand, show it on some stationery, merchandise or packaging. This will mean getting good quality photos of your work or superimposing your work onto devices or print material. Start on a high and end on a high. When an interviewer tries to recall you after an interview, they will either remember your first impression or how you ended. Pick out 2 of your best projects. The aim here is to put one of those at the front and one at the back. Start well and leave a good lasting impression. Tailor your portfolio. So as you apply for jobs, one of the smartest things you can do is tailor your portfolio to your potential employer. In some cases, if you have too much variety in your portfolio, it may confuse or even overwhelm a potential client or employer. Tailoring your portfolio can be a key factor. This can make you seem more suitable for the job. Depending on what type of job you're applying for, you should tailor your portfolio. If you want to be a brand designer, include your best brand examples. If you want to be a motion graphics designer, include your best motion graphics examples. If you want to do UI, include your best UI examples, and so on. Now, having said that, there can be roles that ask for an all-rounder. So in that instance, you may want to show a variety of work. So remember, tailor your portfolio to your potential employer. So those are some of the things that make for a good portfolio. So the next question is, what's the best type of portfolio, print or digital? So as a graphic designer, you will need a strategy to get noticed, get an interview, and get a job. Today, this can exist both online and offline. This will also vary depending on the type of designer you are and the type of work you have. So ideally, you will need a digital portfolio to use online to help you get noticed and use to send over email to possible clients or employers. Once the digital portfolio is in the bag, you can always use it again at an interview, presented on your laptop or tablet device. If you're a digital designer, you may only need a digital portfolio, though if you're more of a print and branding designer, then you may wish to invest in a print portfolio. The print portfolio is a much more impressive option for print designers. Now, there is a lot more to be said on this topic. I will be discussing this in more depth in the next episode. So the next question, do I need a website? As stated in the previous question, you will need a strategy to get noticed and get an interview and get a job. The website is a good opportunity to show your work online, get noticed, and it's convenient to share. In my experience, it's better to have one than not to. Now, if you're not able to set up your own site, there are so many online portfolio websites out there today you can sign up to and create a profile. The good thing about these sites is that they are often looked at by recruiters and clients, so there is always a chance you can be discovered. As a designer today, you may find yourself creating lots of these to increase your exposure. So the next question is, how many projects do I include? Well, in my opinion, there is no simple answer to this, because I'm not sure there is really a simple figure. What you have to keep in mind here is that it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Instead of worrying about including too much or too little, try and focus more on including what represents your skills and what you want to do. As your career develops, you will no doubt create a lot of work. Some projects will be more impressive and interesting than others. In the portfolio, you want to project who you are, what you do, and what you want to do in future. As mentioned earlier, try to tailor your portfolio as much as you can. Everything in your portfolio must be your best work and interesting. Take a step back and be objective. Imagine you are a potential employer looking through your portfolio. If there is anything you have any doubts about, then edit it out. That may mean having a small portfolio or a large portfolio. As long as it's strong and impressive, that's all that matters. Next question. What if I don't have any projects to show? Now, if you're new to graphic design, perhaps a student, or you're looking to get into the industry, chances are you will not have many examples to show that you have done for clients or employers in the industry. It's common for a lot of newcomers to only have work that has been done at school or self-initiated briefs. Keep in mind, when showing work at an interview, potential employers and clients want to see what you can do, your potential, and how resourceful you can be. Employers will be impressed by how you can find opportunity and overcome problems. If you don't have a lot of work to show, then I would recommend you set yourself some self-initiated briefs and look to do some work for local business. This is a technique many designers undertake at some point to build their work. Whichever field of design you want to specialise in, set yourself a brief and create a solution for it. If you know a friend or family member with a business, seek to do some creative work for them. Hopefully, you will be able to build up some projects to include in your portfolio. Next question. What are employers looking for in a portfolio? Now, this really depends on what type of job you're looking for and at what level. Typically, in the industry, you have 3 significant levels: junior, middleweight, and senior. At each level, an employer will be looking for creative flair and the ability to do the job they are requesting. At junior level, you may have just graduated from university or looking to get your first job. An employer will know you won't have much industry experience, so will mainly be looking for potential, creative flair, good ideas, and good demonstration of design skills. Towards the more senior roles, employers will be focusing more on your experience and what you have already done. Employers will be looking for more higher quality of work, more specialised work, successful work examples, good design process examples, and a good portfolio presentation. The next question is, how much type do I include? Now remember, your portfolio is a presentation which you are not there to make. As much as you should want your work to speak for itself, it can help to add annotations to help explain the context of the work. In my experience, I would say try and keep the type down to a minimum. For each page of your portfolio, aim to include a maximum of 2 sentences to describe what the work is and how it fulfilled the brief. In your portfolio, you want the work to take the main stage and be the main focus. When using type, try and keep the font size to a minimum so it does not deter from your work. So the last question is, what's the best program to use to build my portfolio? Well, when it comes to working with anything layout and type focused, I would always recommend Adobe InDesign. As simple as the portfolio layout should be, the document itself will be complex, with many image links which you will want to edit. In InDesign, you also have the ability to create an interactive PDF, where you can embed links to your online media. InDesign is the best program for this. So those are some factors to consider to ensure a good graphic design portfolio. If you'd like to take a closer look at the list of questions I have discussed in this video, you can find out more in the PDF document that accompanies this video series. Link is in the description. So what do you think? Do you agree with the points I have raised, or have I missed anything? Let me know what you think and share your comments below. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button on my Facebook page. If you'd like to see more videos like this in future, hit the subscribe button. And you can also follow me on Twitter @TastyCheats. So in this video, I discussed some factors to consider to ensure a good graphic design portfolio. A question I get asked a lot is, what's the best type of portfolio, print or digital? As a graphic designer, you will need a strategy to get noticed, get an interview, and get a job. Today, this exists both online and offline. In the next video, I'm going to discuss this topic in more depth and recommend which strategy is best for which type of graphic designer. So see you in the next video.